All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to yet another series of this lovely game, Schedule 1. Although at this point for us, it's more like Schedule 357, right? We love this game. We can't get enough of it. Every single time. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in, you know what I mean? But, well, let's fucking have some fun again. Let's enjoy another playthrough and try to do things a little differently. I want to try doing, we're gonna grow as many coca leaves as we can at the barn. And then we're going to have cauldrons and ovens at the bungalow to process it into coke. And then on top of that, we're gonna have a complete mixing setup at the warehouse. So we're gonna use all three locations. And we're gonna try to have the best automation possible. At least as close to automation as we can get without the game being updated. Right? So, anyway, I'm gonna get chat open, and then I'm gonna go take a leak, and then we're gonna get started on a new playthrough. Have 10 tons of fun. Help YouTube by answering one question. Which of these accounting brands would you consider choosing? I don't know. Skip survey. I'm not a fucking accounting savant. The fuck do you think this is? Ask me what game I'd rather play. Don't give me none of that fucking Dragon Age Inquisition shit either. Or wait, no. Inquisition was the good one. Veilguard. Yeah. I'm non-binary. Get the fuck out of here. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta take a leak. All right, fellas, I'm getting a coffee top up. Give me one more second. Alrighty. All right, everybody, we are back. I'm glad to see the transfer worked out well. Now, so far, I'm not seeing any messages. So could one of you kind people please message in chat and let me see whether or not the chat is working as intended. I might need to close and reopen my app. Sometimes that happens, but I'd just like to know for sure. The Highwaymen. Let's go. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Zuzi. Oh yeah, you're a small-time drug dealer from the south. In a fresh town with no cash, no product, and no contacts. You only know one way to make money. Time to get to work. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the, yeah, you all wanted to help. Well, we got away from the police. I'm worried about Uncle Nelson, man. I don't know what happened to him. Last we saw, the Fuzz was apprehending him. But we got out of Serena Flats and we came over here to Hyland Point. Now, I gotta grow roots in a new town. Fuck yeah. We gotta contact Uncle Nelson, though. We gotta know that he's okay. All right, obviously we're fucking Shaggy again. Like, straight up we are. Hell yeah, buddy. I love how everyone who joins my stream recognizes him as Shaggy, too. Dude, I can't tell you how much I love that. Like, everyone fucking knows when they look at this guy. They're like, I know what that is. All right, let's get these plants growing. Done. All right, we got a text from Uncle Nelson. I've heard you're in some trouble. Best not to talk over your mobile phone. Go find a payphone. Uncle Nelson, the United Nations. All right, let's get out of here. Now, before we call Uncle Nelson, I think I'm gonna take a look around town. Get a feel for the landscape, for the people, for the vibrant culture of Hyland Point. First product is Scooby Snacks. Yo, damn straight. Oh, when we can make edibles, we're gonna make fucking Scooby Snacks, buddy. That's a great idea, Danzig. Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Yes, buddy. And when we can put decals on our van, we're gonna put like Mystery Machine on it, bro. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's exciting. Okay. Well, this is a lovely little town we got here, and some poor bastard left this perfectly good aluminum bat over there. So we are gonna make some early cash. All right. Look at that, $100 already. We're gonna be rich in no time. Let's call Uncle Nelson. Goddamn, it's good to hear your voice, buddy. Looks like our luck finally ran out. The feds have got me locked up while I wait for trial. I'm glad to hear you slipped out, though. Back before I moved to Serena Flats, I used to live out there in Hyland Point. It ain't the nicest town around, but for a drug dealer such as yourself, there's plenty of opportunity. If memory serves, I've got some cash stashes out there. It ain't much, but it'll be enough to get you back on your feet. You can find the stashes near the town hall fountain, in the canal, and behind the supermarket. Go grab it, head back to the RV, and we'll go from there. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. So happy to be back here. Schedule 1. I started again, Maximus. Honestly, for all intents and purposes, we beat the last series, right? I had 8-step cocaine, and everything was stable. We never got arrested, we never got killed, but this time I want to try things differently. This time, I want to have... so, I'm gonna grow as many coca leaves as I possibly can at the barn. And then, we are going to process those coca leaves at the bungalow, right? We're gonna process those leaves into cocaine at the bungalow, and then we're gonna take that cocaine to the warehouse where we're gonna have a massive mixing operation. And I'm gonna overstock shelves at that mixing operation so that we have like 5 shelves of each ingredient, right? I got big plans, boyo. Big plans. All right, now I'm going to list OG Kush on the products app. 38, half of 38 is 19. That would be 57. So yeah, $55. And maybe we'll get a couple of deals today. Kyle Cooley. Counter offer. I'll sell you 3 for $70 more. Right on. Yeah, you gotta haggle. Never accept the first deal. You gotta haggle, all right? That is the way and the truth of business. It's like when a woman says no to having sex with her. You keep pressing, you keep pushing. And then eventually her will gets broken down and she doesn't have a no left in her anymore, right? You gotta be persistent. Consistent and persistent. It's only rape if they're saying no. You keep asking till they say yes. That's it. That's it, buddy. Don't follow my advice. Do as I do, not as I say. You know what I mean? All right, now I'm gonna want to be at Mix. I forgot to go inside his shop. We need to go inside Mix place before 6 p.m. Right on, Maximus. We'll do it together, buddy. Is that the way you're doing it with Susie? Yes. Persistence is key. Her standards were way higher than me at a point, but I broke her down. You just gotta break her down. You gotta, like, crush her will. You know what I mean? She has headphones on right now, so she probably can't hear this, but... Okay. Now, we're not gonna want to grab all 3 of these stashes yet. We have to go back to the RV before we grab the last one. So let's go back there now, and then we'll come back here to the canal and grab that. All right. Grab the clippers, harvest the plants. May as well. Okay. Now, we don't need these clippers and we don't need that watering can. We have to get rid of them. Let's package up 10 grams. And maybe we can give out some free samples today in addition to doing a couple of deals. Hopefully we still get more calls for deals. All right, we're good. Let's GT the FO. Now, we're gonna go down to the docks. And we're gonna deposit 600 bucks into the ATM. We could use that one, actually. We'll use that one. Yeah. Let's go over here and get these machines at the docks, at least. Get the cash out of them. I don't have long before Mix closes, but we should be fine. Sleeping on the sofa tonight, boys? Welcome to Hyland Point. This is our territory. Don't interfere. All right, we received a cryptic note from some assholes who blew up our RV. How are we supposed to get our feet on the ground now? It's a good thing I mysteriously had the foresight to remove all my grow equipment before that random explosion happened. It must be Providence. Can I interest you in a free sample, buddy? Try that weed. I'm new in town and I'm looking for customers. Sweet, we got it. All right, we deposited $600. Oh shit. All right. Okay, we got our first sale. Look at that. All right, let's get in here. This is the last interior location that I have to visit before nightfall. Yeah. All right. Kathy Henderson, I'll sell you 3 grams for 200. Yeah. So let's try to get some new customers here. Chloe and Geraldine are right down the street. Here, try that. I'm new in town and I'd love to do continued business with you. Sweet. Okay. Here, buddy. Smoke that. Let me know if you like it. There's more where that came from if you do. No? All right, no Geraldine today. So, Donna and Ludwig. Well, shit, that's not ideal. There's a powerful cartel in town, the Benzies family, and I figured they'd be a problem eventually, but I didn't think it'd be this soon. You're gonna need a place to lay low for a while. Head over to the motel. A friend of mine, Donna, might still work there. Ask about renting a room. And after that, head to the hardware store just northeast and grab what you need for a new operation. All right. Here, wait. I'd like to rent a room. $75. Here, try that. I'm new in town and I got all the weed you could possibly need. No? Well, fuck you too. All right. Now, what time is it? 6:30. I gotta get out of here real quick. Go to the hardware store right now. We're running out of time. What a beautiful town. Hello there, what can I do you for? I'll get 10 soil, 2 grow tents, watering can, trimmers, 20 baggies, trash bag, trash grabber, 4 large storage shelves, and I think that's it. Although I need $6 more on the ATM, which we have time. Oh, I didn't leave the ATM. All right, well, then in that case, I'll have to just get 3 large storage racks for now. Hey friend, you're new in town, right? It's nice to see a fresh face. I'm Dan. I run this here hardware store. What line of work are you in? I work in agriculture. Oh, ain't that nice? I always fancied a bit of gardening myself. Here's some speed grow on the house. Welcome to Hyland Point. Fucking right. Okay. So it would have been $606 for everything I wanted. I'll have to try to remember that for next time. Favorite character in the game? Gotta be Jesse, right? Like, I feel like universally that's... All right, let's put this on the shelf. We'll pawn it later. Place the grow tent and fill it with soil. Talk to Uncle Nelson at a payphone. You're almost ready to go, but you're missing one key ingredient. Weed seeds. You'll need to speak to a supplier to get your hands on some. I've passed your number on to a local, Albert Hoover. Used to be an old friend of mine. Send him a message and request a dead drop. I vouched for you, so you can have a tab. You won't have to pay cash up front. Alright, now let's intercept Ludwig here and try to get him as a new customer. And let's order a dead drop of 8 OG Kush seeds. It'll be ready in 4 hours. All right. We sold somebody some weed. Here, try that, buddy. I heard you like marijuana. Maybe we could do business. Sweet. You don't want to buy anything right now, though, eh? Ms. Ming is a potential customer down there. Let's go pay her a visit. And I'll grab these 3 large shelves right here.
Okay.
Hey there, Ludwig tells me you like weed. Try this, do you like mine? Right on. Call me anytime you're in need, my friend, anytime. Now, let's go visit Beth, see if we can secure her as a customer as well. Oh, Greg, me too, buddy, I love it. Yeah, best game in the world. It's got a toxic fucking Discord server, but it is a wonderful game. All right, Beth, here you go. Try that. I heard from Ms. Ming that you like marijuana. I happen to be a purveyor of the finest marijuanas, so happy to meet you. We'll be in touch. Fill up the watering can. Okay. Now, we still have other soda machines and ATMs to crack into tonight. Maximize our available cash, you know? Honestly, my favorite characters are pretty generic. Like, I truly feel like my favorite character is either Jesse or Kyle. You know, I like when Kyle's like, sup, dude? You know? It's like my favorite fucking thing. I'm very easy in that way. Very predictable tastes. Let's package this shit up. We gotta go visit Beth and try to sell to her. Okay. We'll need one more large storage shelf. For now, we'll store that stuff here. This is to keep, the bottom row is to pawn. Let's go do our deals. You want to buy something, Beth? Here you go. Jesse, hello. I saw on the weed app that you want weed. Weird that there's a weird app when it's so illegal, but it makes sense. We're entrepreneurs, aren't we? Alrighty then. Peggy Myers is a new potential customer. Let's pay her a visit. Try this. I heard from Beth that you enjoy fine weed. Wow, clearly you enjoy bunk weed, because if you enjoyed fine weed, you would have been so happy with the sample I just gave you. Alright. It's her loss, right, Kyle? She doesn't know what she's fucking, screw it, right? She's dumb. Anyway, let's go to the West Bank. We have a lot of money that we can make. However, let's grab our seeds and pay off our debt to Hoover. I agree, Nicholas. I agree wholeheartedly, buddy. Oh, yeah, the Discord, it's just a really bad place. They're very ban happy there. And they sort of have, like, I've witnessed this. They have a pack mentality and they sort of, like, gang up on people. And the moderators for the Discord are crazy power trippers. Same with some of the... there's a couple people. There's this one guy named Max with a dev tag. He's not a dev for the game, I don't think, because Tyler made it alone. But the guy's a fuck. This Max guy... real problem child. Anyway, let's go grab that drop, and then it's behind the supermarket, so we can actually go to the casino and grab everything there. All right. I think I forgot an ATM. I might have got it, though. We might just be taking a big walk for nothing, but that's okay. Yeah, I got it. Okay, now we're gonna double check and make sure we got the ATM next to the laundromat, at which point we're gonna go down to the West Bank and we're gonna crack into the machines there too. Hello, Andrew. It's good to see you, buddy. We're having a wonderful day today. Wonderful day. We succeeded beyond my best expectations in Pal World. We did a great job. We have a new base. We have really awesome setups. Everything is going quite well. How are you doing today, buddy? All right, we need to deposit, I think, $6 more, but we'll do a little bit more than that. Yeah, we'll do 126 bucks for now. Let's order another dead drop. And now we can plant our seeds, water them, and go to sleep. Having a fine day, eh? I'm glad to hear that, buddy. Now, for those of you in attendance, something I need to tell you, I'm not going to be around tomorrow. All right, I have to go to town tomorrow with Mom and Susanna. So, it's going to be the only time I have to go to town for a long time. But nonetheless, like, I do have to go to town tomorrow, so I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow at all. Very rare occurrence, but I'll be back the next day. My absence tomorrow means nothing in the grand scheme. I'm still going to do my 100 days of discipline thing, because it'll just take a very brief amount of time first thing in the morning. But yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know ahead of time. I won't be around tomorrow. I got to renew my driver's license. I have to go to the bank to do my taxes. I also have to inquire about whether or not the bank is international. I need an international bank account for moving to Czech. And we have to get some groceries. Normally, I don't go on the groceries trips, but we're like killing several birds with one stone in the trip to town, so All right, let's go to sleep. We didn't get that much experience today, but we got enough for 2 level ups. That's the thing, right? If you can't pick fights with cops, it takes a lot longer to level up. Your drop is ready. It's under the West Bridge. Okay. Let's try to pawn off this TV, see what kind of deal we can get, you know? It's worth 300 bucks. 110? Fuck no. You're scamming me. You're gonna pay over half market value. I'll wait for a better day. When he's more amenable to a better deal. Anyway, let's crack into some of these machines here. Make some easy money, right? I have 1 dime bag of weed. So we can try to give another free sample to Donna and see if she would like to be signed on as a customer. Nice, we got her. Bag trash. All right. Austin Steiner, you want 2 OG Kush. I'll sell you 3 for 200. Do I live in the mountains or something? Well, we live... No. Where I used to live, it was an hour in each direction to get to the nearest town. Where we live now, it's a good 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so we just typically don't go to town too often, you know? And me least of all. I mean, usually it's Mom and Doozy doing the groceries and I'm just chilling here playing video games like an absolute fuck degenerate son, but I help carry in the groceries when they get home, of course. I'm not that remiss in my duties. Anyway, let's deposit those seeds. I'll get 1 more batch. I need 14 soil. So 14 soil and a large storage shelf. 14 soil, large storage shelf. And then we also have to pay back our debt to Hoover. 3 things. Hang on, let's not destroy that yet in case I need more money. 14 soil and a large storage rack. All right, we got it, we're good. No, we're not. See, good thing I left that there. I need 20 more bucks. We'll deposit 220. That way we're gonna have more than enough cash for baggies, jars, whatever, right? In fact, let's just get that now. 20 jars and 40 baggies. Now we're well stocked on everything we need. Let's pay back our debt to Hoover and then order another drop of OG Kush. So we have 20 OG Kush seeds to get through and 20 soil for them. And our debt is paid off. The next time we order seeds, we should be able to get green crack instead. All right. There we go. 4 large storage racks, just as we wanted. Let's put all of our packaging supplies right there. All of our growing supplies right here. And it's time to collect. Peter wants 2 grams. I'll sell you 3. Boom, right there. All right, let's go. It seems like a really small thing, but one of the patches I want the most is to stop leaves from falling in there, right? That's, funnily enough, that's one of the updates I want the most in this game right now. I don't know why. It's such a small thing, right? The leaf falls in, you can't pick it up with the trash grabber, you have to pick up the pot in order to get the leaf. It bugs me. It's an OCD thing more than anything. You wish you could play this game on Xbox? You know what you could try to do, Philip? You could try to get a Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is like a handheld Steam game console, and it's relatively inexpensive compared to a gaming computer, right? So you could theoretically get a Steam Deck. If you can't get a full-blown computer, you could get a Steam Deck. It's handheld too, so you could literally play Schedule 1 on a fucking bus ride or something, you know? And along with the Steam Deck comes the ability to play like RimWorld maybe, Project Zomboid, a bunch of low-demand graphical games, you know? Zuzi's even tested it out, and like the Grounded game works. That Honey, I Shrunk the Kids game in the backyard, that works. But yeah, you don't need a full-blown PC these days to play Steam games. You could get a Steam Deck. It works for a lot of the games, a lot of them, just not all of them. You obviously wouldn't be playing anything like 7 Days to Die on it, but... Hell yeah, Philip, hell yeah. The Steam Deck. Literally a fucking handheld console for Steam games. It's amazing. I got one for Zuzi. She's very happy with it. She's been playing Sims 2 on it for a while. They came out with a Sims 2 remaster. And she's been going fucking ham show with that. Anyway, let's bag up more weed. We'll bag up 20 of it now, and then we'll do the other 20 later. We're gonna head out into town. We're gonna break into all the ATMs and vending machines that we can. Yeah, deposit those for now. The drop is ready in an alleyway behind the tattoo parlor. Counter offer, I will sell you 2 for $100. None of this 1 gram shit. I am a top tier dealer with high profile clientele. I will not waste my time on 1 gram. 2 grams. Come on, 2. Hell yeah. All right, let's go visit Sam. Attempt a deal. We got to spend the whole day selling and trying to get those new customers that we have yet to get. Really, it's just Peggy and Geraldine. Sample already offered today. Hell yeah, I actually beat, it took a long time. It was like a channel challenge for a long time, but we beat Grounded on WoW difficulty, and we did it permadeath. I didn't die once. It took so many retries, dude. I think that by the time I ended up beating it, we had 11 attempts. Like, a lot. We failed a lot while trying to do WoW permadeath. We eventually succeeded, though, and it was the greatest gaming-related high of my life. Oh yeah, I forgot about pickpocketing. Oh shit. Yeah, you know what? Pickpocketing just feels weird. I don't think I'm gonna pickpocket anybody. It's not even worth the extra cash. Honestly, it just makes me feel weird. There's no reality in which this fucking drug dealer is also proficient at picking pockets, you know what I mean? You're being searched. Alright, search me. Kathy, you want... Okay, 3 grams. There we go. Over $200 for 3 grams. You can get a lot of extra money by pickpocketing. It just also feels really weird to me that you would go around picking a bunch of pockets. It's one thing I found really unrealistic about Skyrim is like pickpocketing is... It's a chance thing, right? You could ruin your reputation by failing a lockpicking attempt in the whole town. They'd tell everybody about you. Nobody would trust you. No one's gonna want to buy drugs from a guy who's putting his hands in other people's pockets. It's just weird, right? I feel like lockpicking doesn't even... Or, sorry, not lockpicking, pickpocketing. Yeah, I feel like pickpocketing just doesn't belong in a game like this. I don't like pickpocketing in games in general. It's just weird. It's really weird. The success rate for pickpocketing is so low, even for the pros, you know? Hey, I appreciate the shout out, Greg. Thank you, buddy. The brood mother. I beat the brood mother. The hardest part. There's 3 things in Grounded that are the hardest for a WoW permadeath run. The first thing is the Black Widow. That's kind of like the barrier of entry. For a lot of people, like wolf spiders are hard, but they become trivially easy with enough practice, right? But the Black Widow was the first huge wall between me and the potential of success. The next big wall was Director Schmechter. That was an insanely hard fight, and he was probably responsible for the vast majority of my failures when attempting WoW permadeath. Director Schmechter. And the third barrier, believe it or not, was actually the defense segment at the very end of the game. The part where you have to defend the Java-matic. That was so deadly. If I didn't have a black ant pet, I probably would have died there. On the playthrough where I finally won, I probably would have failed right there and then if I didn't have a black ant as a pet. Because the black ant reduces your damage considerably. Pickpocket the armor off a guy's back. Yeah, fucking weird. That's so weird. Shattered immersion. Absolutely shattered. Anyway, let's harvest these and replant. And they'll be most of the way grown before tomorrow. Yeah, lockpicking in games makes sense. Like 10 times out of 10, lockpicking makes sense. But pickpocketing doesn't. I always get my immersion broken by pickpocketing. It's always extremely lucrative, but in every game where you can pickpocket, it's immersion breakingly lucrative. Like, you can pay a trainer to train you in Skyrim and then take all your money back and then pay him to train you again, and he never notices, right? And in this game too, you can make like $1,000 a day just walking around pickpocketing people. It's so beyond weird. All right. We planted the next generation of plants. And we have enough water in the can for another watering operation later. Deposit that product. Get rid of this trash. Don't need the clippers. All right. Thank you, Old Fart. I appreciate the shout out, brother. Pickpocket the armor off a guy's back. Yeah, believe it or not, I've never played Kingdom Come Deliverance. Zuzi tells me I'm stupid for not playing it. She doesn't use the word stupid, but it's strongly implied. She said that for a guy like me, I should definitely be playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, you know? But I've just never done it. I tried to play it once. So I spawned into the game. I had a fist fight with a guy. I lost the fist fight, and that was it. I never played it again. I literally bought the game, and that's my only experience with Kingdom Come Deliverance. I lost a fist fight.
Yep.
That was it.
To the first guy, for which you're kind of meant to lose. Yeah. Never did it again.
No, it's not the guy that you're meant to lose against, Susie. It was just a rando. I didn't have a quest to fight anybody or anything. I just fucking picked a fight with the first person I saw.
You're supposed to lose the first fight you pick because you're useless. Your character is useless. Don't die.
My friend Benji Coleman is a dealer. All right, we are under arrest. Oh God, yeah, we've been seen making a deal. We have to skedaddle and get away from the popo. All right, back here. I gotta keep moving. I know that you guys think I should hide in a dumpster, but I've been arrested in a dumpster before. They lift the lid and they look for you, and if they find you like that, you're screwed. Oh my God! Holy shit, that was close. Oh my fucking God, we almost lost the whole series already. Oh, buddy. Suddenly that dumpster's looking pretty fucking good right now, isn't it? All right, good luck getting me now, piggies. It's a good thing I'm a parkour specialist. Would I still play this if it had more realistic grow times? Probably not. I wouldn't want to wait 3 months for my weed plants, you know what I mean? Okay, we lost the cops, but just barely. We almost got fucking, like, captured there. That was insane. That was absolute fucking insanity. This was almost the shortest attempt of perma-arrest ever. Just because I rushed. I saw the cops were looking at me when I went to make that deal with Chloe. And I still went for the deal anyway. And that was such a huge mistake, right? We almost lost everything to that. Yes, we got bonus experience because we were chased. But I literally almost lost the whole playthrough. So it's like, is it really worth it to risk your whole playthrough and be impatient? No. Alright, there we go. You finished a few deals and made some decent cash, but if you're looking to make real money, you'll need to expand your operations. More product and more customers. The best way to gain new customers is to give a free sample to the friend of an existing customer. You can view all potential customers on your map. Gift them with a free sample, and with a bit of luck, they'll agree to become a customer. Anyway, to keep up with more customers, you'll need more product, so the motel room just ain't gonna cut it any longer. There's a cheap room for sale above the Chinese restaurant just north of your motel room. Save 800, then ask about buying the room. Let's go visit Peggy. Here, Peggy, why don't you try my weed and let me know what you think today? Sweet, got a new customer. And we sold a little bit more product. Always a good thing. No recoil, we're okay. Basically, we beat the game in the last series, but this time I want to start from the beginning because I love the early and mid game, but I want to try something else in the end game. I want to grow, so at the barn, we're just gonna grow coke, tons of coca, right? And then we're gonna transport all that coca to the bungalow where it's gonna, you know, we're gonna have all the cauldrons and all of the ovens at the bungalow. And then we're gonna transport all of the processed cocaine from the bungalow to the warehouse to a very advanced mixing operation where we're gonna have like, I'm gonna personally stock 5 shelves of each ingredient and we're gonna do it in massive batches. Yeah. Oh, I hate deals next to the barber shop. I could try to get some new customers tonight. We have surplus product. All right, the time freeze is upon us. Let's try to get new customers now. Besides, we have to get this dead drop anyway, right? A fully automated 8-stage mix. I tried it. I tried to set it up, but the problem is we can't fully automate it. It's impossible. I've tried everything. If you want to have 8 mixers where it just happens, then you have to constantly be restocking shelves with the ingredients required for the 8-step mix, right? So I'm gonna have to stock shelves no matter what, but I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll designate one day to stocking tons of shelves, like tons of shelves, right? We're gonna get 5 shelves worth of each mixing ingredient, and then maybe like 4 or 5 shelves, and then we can spend a few days letting our mixers do all that work while I go around and sell drugs all day. Yeah, I tried to do an automated setup. I just couldn't figure it out. Like, I can't get a fully automated setup. Not fully. There's always some degree of something that I have to do. Try that, Meg. Kyle and Austin like my weed. Maybe you will too. Sweet, we got her. Kyle wants to buy something. And Meg. You want to buy some weed too, eh? Yeah, my weed is the talk of the town. Anyway, let's go visit Keith. Hello, buddy. I heard from Meg that you like marijuana. Try some of my premium OG Kush. Right on. New customer. Done. Now we can go visit Joyce and Jerry. Here you go, buddy. Try that. And you too. Nice. Yo, we got both customers. That's awesome, dude. A lot of experience gained today. Really great customer acquisition. Now we have to visit Doris, Dean, and Kim. Yeah, so basically what I decided, recoil, is if I can't avoid the tedium of stocking shelves, then I'm just gonna spend one day stocking the shit out of them, right? And then after that, I can have a few days to myself. Yeah. We're gonna do everything in massive batches, right? So let's go visit Dean, and then we'll visit Kim. Hopefully Dean is a successful customer acquisition. I could use him and George as a customer. They are great moneymakers. And Kim is whatever, right? We'll just try to get Kim. Sweet. All right, we got Dean as a new customer. And we sold to him too. We're getting a lot of experience gain today for sure. Try that, George. I heard from Dean that you love Bomb Dank. Oh, indeed you do. All right, here, buddy. You want to buy that? Now, we're going to need more product. Fortunately, we do still have one grown plant remaining. In fact, I actually think... do I have any more weed on the shelf, I wonder? I may have packaged it already. I'm not really certain. We'll see. Well, Nicholas, the problem with it is not the handlers and the unpacking of the van. It is how do you coordinate the handlers and the chemists to... Because remember, if they output all of the materials, like, let's say I order 8 different ingredients in a van. Can you guarantee that those 8 ingredients go to the right place? The right mixer at the right time, right? I tried to figure it out and it doesn't work. Because remember, you need regular cocaine going into the first mixer. Like, it can't be... it's not the kind of thing that can be figured out. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work. We thought we thought in circles constantly trying to figure it out. We just couldn't get it. I even tried doing an alphabetical order mix. Like, I developed an alphabetical order mix because I know that van deliveries, all of your mixing ingredients come in alphabetical order. So I made an alphabetical mix, but the problem was I was unable to automate it because you need the first mixer for regular cocaine, and then like the next mixer has to be your ingredients, right? It just, there was no way to figure it out. Yeah, you can't control what they grab to mix it in the right order. All right, so we do have more weed here. We have a lot of weed. Deposit that. Package. Now I can make an attempt at that last customer, Kim Delaney. And then maybe we could do a few more deals, get more experience before we lay our head down. However, what you can do, Nicholas, which I did in the last playthrough, it actually worked quite well, is you can order, so you have 2 delivery bays, right? So what you do is you assign handlers to unload one delivery bay to one shelf and the other delivery bay to another shelf. That way, I was able to order 160 of each ingredient. They would fill up the shelf, they would do the mix, and then... So I was able to fully automate 2 steps at a time. So I would do 2 steps, and then I would have to move the finished product to the input shelf, and then I would do 2 steps again, move the finished product to the input shelf, wash, rinse, and repeat, right? That was the closest way that I found to automate an 8-step mix. So I didn't have to empty the vans, but I did have to check on the property every single day to see if it was time to order the next batch of ingredients. Because if I ordered the next batch of ingredients too soon, then they would start filling the shelf, and then that new ingredient would be grabbed and used in the mix instead of the ones that had to get finished up. Yeah, it was really complex. Really complex. So instead, we're just gonna do our shelf stocking in bulk. Here, try that. Let me know if you like it. All right, we got a new customer in Kim Delaney. Yeah, I would say that's semi-automated, right? There's you can get really close to fully automated, but there's always like one thing that you can't do, or that you have to do. There's always one thing that you can't automate. All right, let's go to sleep. I need to put a little bit of water in these plants though, so that they're fully grown by the morning time. %84 grown. Let's water them twice. All right, and go to sleep. We made 1,100 EXP today. That's amazing. Electric plant trimmers. Hell yeah. We got green crack. Now we can start ordering it. We gotta try to get Charles as a customer today, but let's harvest these first. I want to make sure I have enough water in the can to finish all 4 of the plants, so I have to take it slow for some of them. Yeah, like this. Only tilt it slightly, don't tilt it all the way, because the level, your watering can empties much faster the more you tilt the watering can. So if you want to stretch your water supply in the can without having to refill it, you have to just tilt it a little bit. That's how I managed to water all 4 plants twice on the same filled can. All right, now. Let's get busy. First things first, let's see if I can pawn this TV. $140, $170. All right, you got a deal. I'll accept that. Let's go visit Charles Rowland. Was that true, Shorty? How did it compare to the one that we were doing? Because with ours, we would order 2 ingredients at a time, 8 stacks each. How did he manage? And what automated steps, like what does he have to do himself in order to maintain the process? I could go buy the golden skateboard right now. Let's fucking do it. I'll also get the sweatshop room too. I'm not gonna min-max this time though. Normally, like, I'd be, you know, in previous series, I was pickpocketing the shit out of people pretty much all the time. I'm not gonna do that this time. I am gonna try to get this money back for this purchase. I got it. All right, that's 800 bucks I get to keep. And then this guy, we're gonna try to pickpocket him later too. Oh my god, I can get in here. Oh, all right. Sorry, buddy. I gotta stop you. All right, we were unable to get the 1500 back, but we did get the 800 back. So when I say I don't want to min-max this time, I mean I don't want to try to maximize my early game money through like constant pickpocketing and stuff. What I do want to do, what I do want to try, is making sure I can still deposit 10k at the end of the week. That's it, right? But I also don't want to wait to buy the sweatshop. Let's go. We need to buy some baggies. That there. Yeah, we need to buy some dime bags. All right, well, hang on.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, so he's using regular mixers. Let's see here. Let's see how it works.
Let's go ahead and can't waste it, right? Alright, a few more routes and we're done. They're filling all these things up. See, go ahead and test this out. It's just my test world. You guys saw I used the command there. Okay. Alright, let's pay them all. It'd be cool eventually if we get like a manager worker. You just pay the one manager and they pay all of your workers. That'd be awesome. Right. See, you hear all the footsteps out. Work. Alright, they're filling all these things up. See, this is, he filled the horse semen first because that was his first priority, and someone then filled the meth. Now, chemist should come and start this, and if you watch, he'll only use 10. See how this
So, is it, let me see what he did here, because what he might have done, which would be genius, I never tried it. Yeah, he has, oh my god.
2 routes from the rest. We're going to use loading bay 2.
Oh, buddy, that changes things.
Yeah. We don't want them to have 4 routes. So 2, 2, loading dock 2. So all these guys with double loading dock 1 routes are only going to have 1 loading dock 2 route. It's really the only thing I can try to keep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. So let's take this guy. We'll give him, now this is the right side from loading dock 2. We'll give him the 1st and the 8th. The other handler that has 2 routes on loading bay 2. Where are you at? There he is. We'll do 2nd, 7th.
I'm not really sure, like, the ordering. He has a lot of, like, I think that this is just a random 8-step mix. I don't think he has a deliberate, like, I don't think this is a specific mix order. More so, he's using, like, a jumble of different ingredients, but he can't guarantee the order in which they are unloaded from the van. That's the issue. He preloads the mixing stations, then makes his deliveries, and the handlers do the rest. Well, that makes sense in a way. So basically what would happen, I see the reasoning, okay? You fill the mixers yourself, and then you order a delivery. But the problem is, once those mixers become empty, like, if he misses a delivery for like a short time, if the mixers become empty, it won't work anymore. Because what he's doing is he's assigning the handlers to all the different mixers, and what they're doing is filling the stacks, the existing stacks. But if those stacks don't exist anymore, then the handlers might take a new ingredient from the van and put it on that mixer, replacing the old ingredient, therefore disrupting the entire mix integrity. So it's not exactly perfect. Well, be nice, Recoil, be nice. It is deliberate. Like, I understand the meaning of why he's doing it, because essentially, if there's already an existing stack in there, then, if there's already an existing stack, then they're gonna take that ingredient out of the van and they're gonna put it into that mixing station. Like, that makes sense. It's just, you can't guarantee that it remains maintained for very long. You know what I mean? That's the issue. If you just went like an extra in-game hour or two without calling a delivery, then they might end up using all the mixing supplies in there, in the mixing bench. At which point, your handlers wouldn't know what belongs in there, and they'd just put whatever the next ingredient was in the van into that mixer, potentially throwing off the whole operation. All right, let's get these electric plant trimmers and a couple of pot sprinklers. It's an extra 500 bucks, but it's totally worth it. We'll deposit $1,000. 2 OG Kush. I'll sell you 3 for 200. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we got George as a customer. That's a massive deal right there. 320 to pay off the debt so that we can order more green crack later. We have enough money for this now. Let's buy the pot sprinklers and the electric plant trimmers. It made it a lot easier now to manage that stuff. Well, it would, yeah, it would be constantly calling in deliveries, and if you missed the window by even just a little bit, like, you'd have to obsessively check your phone in order to make sure you didn't miss it for too long. Because if you miss the delivery window for too long, then you have to then manually fill up the mixer again with the proper ingredient. And it'll actually cause a disruption later in the line, because that new mix that randomly happened because you allowed the mixer to become empty, you have to name that mix. So everything past that mixer is going to be frozen because, like, until you go there and name that mix, it won't proceed and continue. It is cool. Like, it's a cool idea. One thing I didn't realize is that you could have multiple routes. There is a question now that I want answered. So if I have one handler and I assign him to the same loading bay 5 times and I assign him to 5 different shelves, will he do like 5 different trips in a row, or will he do the first one over and over and over again? Like, let's say I have loading bay 1 to 5 different shelves, and that's like the whole roster of a handler's tasks, right? Maybe he can unload it that way, like maybe, but then you'd be limited by the alphabetical order of the delivery. Yeah, it's weird. There's no good way to automate it yet. It is a nice experiment though. Let's get rid of the watering can. We no longer need it. And let's harvest and replant. I'm not actually going to replant yet. We're going to move the grow tents and the packaging station over to the sweatshop and get that quest done. We're sitting on good surplus product anyway. Like, we have more than enough for our deals. I was worried there for a second. I was really worried, Shorty. Really worried, because I tried so hard to figure out how to automate an 8-step mix. So when you told me that this guy figured it out, I was like, fuck, I'm actually stupid. I missed something obvious. But, thankfully, not the case. Not the case. All right, let's grab all that. Yeah, I agree, Shorty. The filtering, that's gonna change the entire game. The entire game. All right. We're getting a lot of jar sales now. We'll talk to Uncle Nelson shortly. Right now, it's 4:56. I'm gonna go on a run and crack open as many machines as I can. We have plenty of weed for tonight. Like, we don't need to worry about our weed supply. So I don't need to replant right away. Let's go deposit this shit. Yeah, put that down right here. Put that down right there. Leave the weed here. And that'll do for now. Yeah, let's go check out Mix first. Okay, we already broke those. So now we're gonna go to the one other place where there's an interior ATM. We get locked out of there at 8 o'clock, so we're just gonna go there now and make sure we can get that ATM. And it is right here at Hank's Hardware. This is the place. We could use some extra cash, right? So we're just gonna... Yeah. You can make a lot of extra money, though, if you're willing to pickpocket people. It even feels weird to break open these ATMs, and, like, for me, as a player, I feel like I break my immersion even when I'm breaking open the ATMs and the vending machines, right? Because in real life, if you hit those with a bat, you know, I'm the guy who's playing Perma-Arrest because I want to fear cops because it's realistic, and yet at the same time, I'm running around smashing open ATMs and vending machines like it's going out of style, right? So, when I have another series after this one in the future, I'm not gonna let myself break open these machines. This is the last series that I'll be pickpocketing or breaking open machines. Pickpocketing I'm already done with. I'm not gonna pickpocket regardless. But this is the last series where I'm gonna smash open these machines for a cash boost in the early game. Okay. Okay, and now we have way easier watering. No longer need the watering can. And we have the electric trimmer, so just great stuff all around, right? Anyway, I am gonna need more baggies. So we'll go to the gas station and get those now. Oh yeah. Shit. Dangerous times, dangerous times. The cops are after us. We gotta lose them in the darkness and get away. Oh, thank God. Okay. We're safe. All right. Plenty of bagged product. Fail a free sample, game over. I don't know about that, Nicholas. That only because then the early game would be pure RNG, because you can't even mix in the early game, right? So you'd be subject to the whims of your first customers. The whole playthrough could be lost on a bad roll, right? Like, I'm sure there'd be ways around it, but they'd be tedious ways. Like, you'd have to level up enough to get the mixing station without trying to get any new customers. And then you'd have to try and make sure that you mixed exactly what they wanted. And even then, if you mix exactly what they want, like all three of their desired effects, I don't even think it's 100% chance still. I think there's still a chance to fail, right? That'd be way too difficult. Well, not difficult in the sense of like, you try hard enough and you succeed, but difficult in the sense of it doesn't matter how hard you try. You might get fucked over by chance and chance alone, right? My friend Molly Presley is a dealer. Hell yeah. I did restart again, Carlo. Yes, I did, buddy. I'm gonna try a new setup this time with my properties. When we get to the end game, we are going to have... We're gonna grow as much coca as we possibly can at the barn, and then we're going to take all of the coca leaves to the bungalow so that it can be converted into cocaine by a bunch of chemists there. And then we're gonna take all of our weed over, or all of our coke, sorry. We'll take all of our coke over to the warehouse where we're gonna have a massive mixing operation. And if I do it this way, then I can spend one day just making sure there's 5 shelves of each mixing ingredient, right? One massive day of constant deliveries, and then maybe I can have a couple days of cooldown time where I don't have to worry about restocking the shelves for mixing. And at that point, I can like run around and do some deals instead. You know what I mean? And it's an excuse to go through the early and mid game again, which I'm quite a fan of in this game, you know? Now, where's our new customers? We need to visit Doris Lubin. Here you go. Try that, Doris. You're the last customer on the list. Sweet, we got her. All right, that's it. We have all the customers for the first 2 regions unlocked. You've got a decent base of operations and a growing customer base. You'll be pulling in some proper cash now, but you're gonna need help to manage all your customers. It's time to think about recruiting a dealer. There's this guy, Benji. He's the first dealer you can work with. You won't be able to hire a dealer until one of their friends has recommended you, though. Let's knock on a few doors, try to get a couple more deals done. There you go, Kim. And Peggy. A lot of extra deals happening here, and then the last thing we can do is, I'm gonna grab a few more baggies. We'll go to the Cooley residence where Meg, Kyle, and Austin live, and then we'll go check on Chloe. This should be enough weed right here. You could have the barn running 24 coca pots, which would be way more profitable than a 16 Mark 1 mixer setup. Thank you, Greg. Thanks for the shout out, buddy. Yeah, I love that storage garage, Nicholas. It's so useful, eh, buddy? Well, still, I mean, Recoil, we gotta be fair, right? Like, he's trying. He's hustling, trying to figure out new means of automation within the current framework of the game. Like, I can respect that, right? There's nothing wrong with it. And I have to be honest, I only skimmed through his video, so, like, it's possible that his setup works better than I think it does. I just wanted to figure out how it worked. Keith wants my stuff. Alright, there you go, buddy. I've never seen somebody, like, be so frantically fiendish for non-addictive weed. All right, let's go to sleep. Well, we don't know how good we have it, because when the time comes where you no longer have to stock the shelves, there's going to be nothing to do all day except running around selling to people. Unless he creates, like, new minigames and such or whatever to keep people busy, but... All right, more product, and this is the last of the OG Kush that we're going to be planting. Very last of it right here. We are going to need to get more soil today. Sit in the casino running slots, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. That is what it's gonna be like eventually. I honestly might just buy a second trash grabber. It takes me 2 trips to the trash for cash thing every time I grow these plants. It'd be better if it was 1 trip, right? Anyway, let's go buy some soil. I need 24 soil for all those plants. And here's some product. We sold to everybody last night. Like, everybody who was in our immediate vicinity, we sold to. Yeah, very few customers are going to be open to a trade right now.
Appetizer.
Thank you, sweetie pie. Mm-mm. One thing I'm very curious to find out is, can I deposit 10 grand in that first week if I don't do any pickpocketing or machine smashing? Can I do it, right? Probably if I don't buy the golden skateboard or the sweatshop, but I am pretty curious. I kind of wish that I imposed that rule upon myself in this playthrough. I would have loved to find out, you know? Oh, Nicholas, it is very relaxing, yeah. Mm. If you sell and pickpocket the weed back until you unlock meth and don't collect one of the 3 dead drops from Uncle, you can use the RV. Wow. That's min-maxing. Hardcore. Yeah, I don't want to pickpocket anybody. In fact, I kind of wish I could restart right now, because I want to try and see if I can make 10 grand in my first week without pickpocketing anybody and without breaking into any of these machines whatsoever, right? Very difficult question to answer. Ugh. You know, one way it does seem entirely possible to me. Because you could try to sell jars of product to people, right? Not everybody, but some people, they have a good chance of buying a jar. It's 190 bucks, right? Like, you just give it a shot. But then you sacrifice experience gain if you try to sell the jar and fail, right? That's the catch. I suppose the best way to try to make that money would be the casino. Funnily enough, I know that the casino is really easy to exploit, but if you avoid the slot machines and you only play the card games, then it almost seems fair, right? Because with the card games, you have a decent chance of actually losing your money. Especially if you don't have that much starting capital to burn through. Like if you only have 500 bucks, then, you know, you're pretty likely to lose that 500 bucks on the card games. You'd have to start with really small quantities in order to try to grow your money. I'll still never understand why counting cards is against house rules for a lot of places. I just don't get it. You know? Why is it against the rules to count cards? That has the same energy, to my perspective, as players of a game finding out something that works and then the devs nerfing what works. Because players found it, right? It's just really weird. I feel like if someone's smart enough to count cards, but of course, if someone is smart enough to count cards, then most of the time they can make themselves end up winning. You know? Hey, sweetie pie. Yeah. Sure. Thank you, honey.
The pork will be ready very soon.
Mm-hmm. Well, I already pickpocketed people in this playthrough, so I'm just gonna fucking resist my resistance to pickpocket. Oh shit.
My God.
Yeah, she slipped and she fell. Thank you, sweetie. Fastest pickpocketing ever right there. All right. Oh yeah. See, pickpocketing is so overpowered in the early game. Like, we're getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, barely having to work for it at all. Well, you don't have to work for it. All you have to do is risk that you might need to knock out the customer or let them call the cops if they catch you and then outrun the cops, right? Oh shit. We settled it amicably. Alright, I got his cash, but we're also being chased. I do not trust dumpsters, but roadside dildos. No, that makes sense. I mean, at first glance, they do kind of look like dildos, you know? I stole $3 fucking from him. $3. I have no mercy, bro. Just took $5 from Dean. Honestly, guys, I'm so tempted to just transfer you guys over to a new stream where not only is it permadeath and perma-arrest, but we're not allowed to pickpocket and we're not allowed to smash open machines. Tempted to try it. I want to know if you can reach that $10,000 deposit limit on the first week with those constraints being imposed upon yourself. Now, of course, gambling has the potential to be lucrative, but also the potential to make you lose money. But maybe we don't need to gamble at all. Frickin' $1,000. Hit me. Shit. Hit me. Shit. See how likely you are to lose this, right? Sweet. So if someone gets over 20, if someone gets over 21, then they automatically lose. If you go over 21, then you lose. So that's how it works. So far, we've profited, like we've made money, you know? Sweet. We're still coasting around the same amount of money that we started with, though. And this is just complete fucking 50-50. You basically choose red or black, and you could lose everything, or you could, you know, like... Right? It's complete 50-50. So I feel like the 21 game is probably better. This one can be alright, but you never really know what's gonna happen, right? If you get the first card right, then sometimes it's a slam dunk what the next one will be. That's what makes this game good. But like, it's still 50-50 on that first one, right? So this, Jack, I'll go lower, right? And then boom. Forfeit and collect. Yeah. Gambling's risky, buddy. It's risky. I probably wouldn't do the parking garage thing, just because that feels like an exploit. Oh, well, this is definitely lower, right? Hell yeah. Yeah. You know what? Let me check something real quick. I'm gonna see how much I can fit into the title of a stream. All right, so this is the title for the next stream. Schedule 1, Episode 1, bracket, Permadeath / arrest. No pickpocketing / gambling or smashing machines. Yeah, no pickpocketing, gambling, or smashing machines. That's what I can fit in the title. So it is like, it's an ethical playthrough, Fisk. That's a good way of describing it. He had no idea how to play blackjack, but yeah, that is very lucky. I didn't know how to play blackjack before I played this game. Hang on, let me redo my tags here for this next stream. Okay. Okay, so I made a new playlist for this even. Schedule 1, Permadeath / arrest, no gambling, no smashing machines, no pickpocketing. Hell yeah. Date added oldest. Yeah, we're gonna try it, guys. We're gonna do like an ethical playthrough. Because honestly, I am a strong believer in the fact that a lot of these mechanics shouldn't even be in the game. But they are fun. They are fun, and they're good ways to get ahead. Maybe it's just a me problem. It's like a personal little me problem. But I feel like they, I don't know, they break my immersion personally. I don't know how you guys feel about it, like the gambling, the pickpocketing, and all that. But, thank you, sweetie pie.
Finish this so I can take it away.
Well, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll go. Okay. We have the redirect all set up. There's actually a blackjack chart. Interesting, buddy. Very interesting. When you have 13 and the dealer was showing, right, the odds, right? The odds of yeah. Because they're probably going to need 2 cards in order to reach 21, and they're more likely to go over it, right? Interesting. Hello, Jack. Honestly, buddy, not too much. We're just about to restart a new series because I want to impose more rules on myself for this one. So, if you want, I'm gonna transfer all you guys over to that new stream, okay? Just let me close the game and reopen it, and then I'll transfer you guys over. So you don't have to open the new stream. It'll happen automatically. Yeah, no pickpocketing, no lock picking, no gambling. Very excited.